a good chance to win this one. I like the structure of the roster. But the thing is that now that they're playing Overpass, this is where Esatag actually performed incredibly well versus Vitality right after I said that he was the worst Opper in the Legend stage.
So now is he the best Opper to come out the Legend stage?
So now he is the best Overpass Opper after I say he's bad.
Possible, yeah?
It's a very specific stat. We really had to go back for that one. It's the best Opper to, you know, convert the audience after I say he's bad.
Yeah, what do we expect really on Overpass?
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure either.
Surprises.
So
I mean, do both have a double op setup available? Not on Esatag's team. Maybe Spinks.
How many ops do you think we're going to see Devilwalk?
Oh.
How many?
I don't think we're going to see that many, actually.
You think it's going to be Rifler Paradise, Rifler Heaven? But doesn't that make the op
going to be like
more valuable?
Negatives, all this kind of good stuff.
Well, you know what I want to see? I want to see someone trying their hardest. I want to see somebody giving it their all in the show match. I want to see one of these players do what no other player did and actually try in a show match.
I was just hoping to see maybe some P90s come out. I think my expectations were possibly lower than yours. We also have some interesting statistics that production pulled for us that maybe dictate who is the worst teammate that we would have. Because we do have the flashes on teammates, currently sitting at 60 in total. Actually, we've got a joint. Patsy and niko currently the worst teammates that you could have if you don't want to be flashed by them.
Oh, man, that's really such a shame. I think Patsy really probably wants to right his wrongs, and he might not throw a single flashbang this entire show match.
Yeah, there is a good guy in this stat. That's Jabby. He's the only one that didn't do any damage to any teammates.
Wow, no friendly fire at all.
Yeah. Such a good guy.
Oh, yeah, we got the stats right here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Jesus, Regon, stop shooting your teammates, man. That guy's supposed to be the in-game leader for this team?
Say.
LOL stats, by the way.
Right,
he rules with an iron fist.
Can I maybe throw a conspiracy theory in here?
Oh my god.
Yeah? Well, we saw Regon in the middle of his squad when they were coming out, and I think. Esatag was in the middle for the other side.
He's calling.
Is he calling us?
Oh.
Are we going to see something?
Wow.
Maybe he's taking on another role as well to prove you wrong, Maui.
Jesus, this is the most versatile player in Tier 1 show match history, I guess. Yeah, Esatag, I mean, I think he's going to be the Opper for sure. Frankie already alluded to that when I talked to her about this roster. But to be the caller too, maybe, I don't know. I think Snappy's one of those guys that's like, I don't want to do pug calling. I want to make sure we have our set strats out of spawn. And when he can't enforce that, he loses his tempo, his flow.
It might be. But Esatag, hasn't he called in Heroic in the past?
I think he did literally every job.
Every role that you could possibly
He might have coached at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know. He did everything for them.
He literally did. Yukender as well. I'm excited to see him entering the stage.
Yes.
And unfortunately, didn't get to see him coming in front of the crowd this time. Kind of heartbreaking. He was in the show match at the last major in Stockholm too, with some of the legends they were going up against. Copenhagen Flame.
Yeah.
Didn't manage to make it to the actual playoffs. Did this time around. And Yukender was really excited last time. I remember doing the interviews with that. He was. Who was he playing with? Laren was there. Which we were talking about his last time on.
He had an opponent, Jabby, from Copenhagen Flames, and they're still in reverse teams
They
now.
are.
Yeah.
Maybe Jabby is shaking his boots.
Yeah, a little worried maybe. I think the thing is that with Yukender, he is the definition of a showman. And look at that! Oh, look at that smile! Look at that smile!
I'm wondering what you think both of our respective coaches are going to bring to the lineup in terms of Frankie looking beautiful.
Oh my God!
That's it on. Yeah, look at that.
Is that the first woman coach in show match history?
It might
I think.
Are we setting a new record here?
It might actually be.
Let's go.
And she looks like she's got a strapper as well.
Yeah, what is that?
We're talking about Frankie. You know, she is a 200 level girl. Like she's a very smart woman. I think
Conniving.
she's been. I think she's been researching this.
I asked her about her coaching style, and she said it's a mix between Neil M and Sonic.
You know, in the words of Neil M, there are two players out in the world. There's Boy and there's Toddy.
What?
And you just have to find out which one you are. Are you Body or you Toddy? So,
all right.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, cool.
But I don't know what Neil M-isms mean, man. I mean, a few guys out there that follow the British UK, I guess, Counter-Strike scene might have some semblance or some idea of what I'm talking about, but it's hard to follow that guy.
I like that though. She's bringing a mixture of the banter that ELM has, but maybe the big brains of Sonic as well.
It could be that mix.
Like that. What do you think Banks is going to do?
Fire. Banks says my presence is all they need. So I don't know if he's even going to call a timeout. He's just going to stand and look pretty. But that's what he does. He just looks pretty all the time.
That's it.
Yeah. He told me he's more of a Jason Lake kind of coach.
Oh.
Okay.
Like really, I guess, sweaty and giving it all, you know.
One thing Jason Lake did pioneer was wearing the business suit, the white shirt, red tie, every time he was behind Complexity. I actually saw him at like a 2007 event before, and he was irate behind that team.
Can we get like a comparison, and it's the same picture? Oh, it's just gone. I just saw a lovely.
A PIP.
Yeah, picture of. It's the same picture, you know.
Yeah, let's get a split screen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like how professional they dress, though.
Yes, they're taking this seriously.
Yeah, they look
Howie,
really good.
You did say that you did have a favorite coming into this.
Yes. I've got Team Smoke in this one. I think Team Smoke has everything they need to have a comprehensive team. They're well balanced. They're structured. I know that Frankie has been in the lab. That's why she has the strat book. If there's anybody that's going to take this too seriously, it's Frankie.
All right. I'm going to go with Banks lineup here with Refresh, Vikindar, Nikodos, Regon, and Patsy. I like them. I love Patsy. I think he's a showman. He kind of counters Vikindar in that point. He loves being on stage. He seems comfortable. And I do like the hard aggression style of Counter-Strike that they have been alluding to bring us.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Do you think Team Smoke are going to be, scared by that?
Oh, wow. Do you think that they might have stadium nerves?
Maybe.
Is that what you're alluding? Is that what you're saying?
It's not that these guys haven't been up on a stage.
Right.
What in this situation,
The stakes are completely different when it's a show match.
100%.
You have no idea what you're getting into when you jump into these games. Is everybody trying? Is somebody not trying? That's why it's spicy. That's why it's interesting. That's why this is an eruption waiting to happen.
Yep, I'm super. I can't take you seriously when you look at me like that, Maui.
You down on the stage, Maui. I think that's the next one. I think you should be coaching the next one too.
Devil Walk has one major victory as a coach.
Yes.
I have
still
zero.
The only one in history to won it as a player and coach.
That's pretty darn cool. I have zero major experience, and so if you and I went head to head Devil Walk, who would be the Frankie and who would be the Banks?
Ooh, interesting.
I think you're the Frankie.
I think I'm the Frankie.
I'm the Banks.
The brains behind.
Sheen. You would have the strat book for a show match.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. And I would just have the presence.
But I would be very creative. I'd be sitting up all night doing like really weird like crab walk pistols and this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like writing down like
spicy strat.
Yeah.
What are we hoping to see in terms of, maybe some strat roulette coming out? What strat do you want?
I want to see an entry fragger dolphin bunny hop out 360 kickflip no scope all the way through
and dropping his pistol
with his knife out, then picks up dualies, goes akimbo blazing into there and headshots of it. That's the strategy.
All right. Yeah,
easy.
I want fun and games. I want a lot of Zeus's knives. I want those kinds of attempts. Also full aggression, early entries, then go for the knives.
Okay, yeah, I think I just want to see a knife kill, Freya.
This is a thing, and this will make major history for any of these players. 0 knife kills at a major thus far.
Disappointing.
Very disappointing.
As a previous Fnatic coach and player, we obviously theorized that a lot.
You studied the blade.
Yes, we do.
So you want to?
Yeah.
While they were fragging and building their strat book, you studied the blade.
Yes.
Well, I believe, gentlemen, we are ready to get the action underway, and to bring us all the heat is Vince and Blair down in the arena.
Thank you very much, Freya. Antwerp, are you ready for the show match? I think they're ready, Blair.
I think they're ready. I'm ready. Banks seems to be ready. Frankie seems to be ready. And considering it's a show match, there is a lot of intensity in the banter.
There is. I actually love that segment. And it's weird to see Vikindar trying to throw shade because we've spent a lot of time with him over the last week or so. He's like the nicest guy ever. Like,
I know. It's so hard to imagine him as a heel, so to speak. But we do have a lot of fans in the house here, and you got to appreciate it, Vince. Like, you're looking at the Vitality guys, you're looking at the guys from G2, you're looking at the Brazilian contingent, you can see it right here. But one thing we can all agree on, we have a bunch of Counter-Strike fans.
Oh, yes. All nations present around the world. It's all about today. Obviously, we have the grand finals, a mouth-watering prospect between two juggernauts, but it's just great to see, man. Like, we've bumped into a lot of fans, we've had a lot of atmosphere, but that's enough chit-chat. It's time to get into the show match.
It is gonna be topsy-turvy indeed. Antwerp, are you ready?
They're ready, Blair. They are so ready. Flash against Smoke. And I'm already seeing R8's picked up. No surprise.
All right, Yakinder, let's go. Let's go. It's got the R8. This one's going to be a bit of a wild one. I didn't expect to see Overpass coming up, but it looks like we're going to have a few tryhards in the server.
Yeah, an interesting stack as well, and it may end up working out. They're all clumped together on long as here come the T's round the corner, and the R8 will not sting, but niko comes in. The Zeus is going off as well, and it's going to be Team Smoke claiming first blood.
That was the most unique pistol round I've ever had the pleasure to witness. All right, off to a fiery start. Now that's a strat you can use in your matchmaking, right there.
As if they checked that as well, by the way.
I'm sure it was like Yakinder probably typing in chat. All right, guys, come along. And now we got 5 R8s. All right, I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting PTSD here, Vince, but
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of R8s in this game, Blair. We've got a PP Bison out on the battlefield. We've got an MP5 as well, and it's Yabi. Oh! But there it is, the R8 has got 2 kills for Regan. He's just closing it down, and there could be more R8 frags yet.
Okay.
Absolutely filthy. 3 R8 frags. And there could be more. Patsy's getting up close as well. niko needs to land one of these shots. Come on, niko. And Regan goes in for 2. Flanks round the back of them. And the R8 somehow prevail. I have no idea what the hell just happened.
Absolute scenes here in Antwerp. Okay, all right. Nice shots, I gotta say. Regan really making the R8 sing. What is even going on? Team Flash, though, they bring it back. And hopefully, we might actually see the R8, you know, maybe becoming a mainstay, perhaps.
Did he get 4 kills that last round as well? I think he might have. It was 3 or 4. And please, no R8s in competitive play. Let's keep that far away from the game. That's in the meanwhile, though, going in with the SMG, and the bomb's been dropped down.
All right, back and forth here coming out from the side of Team Flash, and unfortunately the R8 for his Team Smoke not really getting much done. No damage being dealt out. They're pushing on in. They want to walk in through the smokes as well. But a B bomb side is empty, Vince. But no bomb down.
Exactly. You have to go back and pick this one up, and Snappy is keeping the trigger, keeping the hammer warmed up. Bit of damage done, but he's been knocked down to 8 HP and finished off by the HE as well. Sphinx, though, in the meanwhile, if there's a play wanting his position, it's him, but he's going to go down. Regan's got another 2 R8 kills.
Actual filth. Regan just popping off. The amount of talent in the server. I do want to see Yakinder and passing the T side and watch both of them entry a bomb side. That would be interesting. Frankie looking very calm and collected. I do wonder what is inside of the notebook of those.
Just blank pages, Blair. You know, she bought a notebook to make it look like she had to track stamp. There's nothing. I guarantee there's nothing there.
All right, there we go. The R8 still very much in play. We have the auto sniper out very early from niko. I did like the banner though. You know, they said they don't have an opera inside. A triple boost coming out here. Uh-oh. Surely he's seen someone.
I think this spot only sees vision over on the playground side and also pushing down the steps. So they could bypass this position, but it also allows him to look into the connector as well. You are basically stacking 3 players over here, and this leaves B that little bit more vulnerable.
Huge investment though, and you know, we've had some pretty interesting moments considering boosts on overpass in the major in the past.
Yeah, a couple. A while back at DreamHack, I believe.
This is the slowest round we've seen from them thus far.
I think they were waiting and expecting Flash to just be pushing them in, but now Yakinder's position will force him away. And in doing so, Team Smoke are making moves in on the monster side. Just takes one of those R8s to connect, and this B side is completely open, and it will be planted on. Yakinder's being forced back, 27 HP to his name as well. It's the Wild West out here, and it's going to be Tessis that takes the kill down, and that will be a bomb plant. How do the R8s fare, though, in a retake position?
Regan's really trying hard here. He's got the M4 out. And yeah, being kind of caught out of the open. Regan's going in hard here. It's like Team Flash aren't playing around here, Vince. They're not memeing around.
It's like Maui said, he just wants one person to try hard, and I guess that was Regan. He had his Weetabix this morning, but now he's been put down from Esatag. frag back from Refresh, and Tessis remains, but he's on the lurk. He has the knife. He wants the back. It goes down. Nice try.
I respect the attempt, Vince. He went for the knife instead of trying to win the round, and that is what we want to see more from.
Don't leave him hanging.
Come on.
Please.
Come on.
Oh, this is triggering my anxiety.
Did he get it?
We'll never know. The camera switched away. It's like the Schrodinger's fist bump.
Bit of a panic there for Refresh. Oh, okay, black and white. All right.
Feels bad. That's the thing I'm most interested in here, Blair, is how many Zeus and knife kills are we going to get this
We're going to be seeing quite a few auto sniper kills. There are 4 auto snipers for the side of Team Flash. We got the PP Bisons in the hands of Yabi and Tessis, and well, let's see what they have in store for us here. It's been kind of quiet for Team Smoke. Is Banks playing?
He's playing for Yakinda. He's been subbed in.
Oh my lord, James Banks in the server. Something.
Mate, the disrespect as well. It's so easy for them. They're putting the coach in, and he's got himself a kill.
Banks looking for more. Oh, he's hungry, but it's falling back, Vince. Tess's trigger discipline. He's looking to find a lot of them, and Patsy. Oh, he actually checks the angle as Banks running around looking for more. The last time Banks was in a game of Counter-Strike was back in 2005, Vince. As the knife comes in, S-Attack will find the first knife of the game.
One of many, maybe, and Spinks decides he wants to try and win this game. Nearly a triple spray. And Team Smoke will be having the bomb plant as well in amongst all of that, and they'll get the last kill. So 3-2 the score, and they're subbing back out their coach. Yakinda is taking the stage again.
All right, Banks. Getting a kill there, getting a frag, doing much better than I expected. So I wasn't sure about the subbing rule with coaches coming in. I do want to see Frankie maybe try and jump into the server.
I'm totally down for that.
P90. P90s, quite a few of them.
Is this like that strat roulette thing, you know? You just roll the dice. Oh, P90s. We have 3 of them in total, 2 on the T side, and then we have nikodos with a P90 of his own, pushing up alongside again a Team Smoke. This is more of a connector stack for the time being, and S-Attack will be claiming the first kill, looking to try and push in for more, but it's S-Attack locking it down. He may be about to get flanked though, because nikodos is coming around the backside, and now he's been spotted. This is looking so easy for Smoke though, and S-Attack is just laying them down with the law. I think there's a player left.
Yeah, but he's dead. Yakinda's been taken down, but yeah, good work. The S-Attack showing he can indeed snipe.
He can. He can. I think it was Banks said he was a fake sniper, right?
Yeah, I do believe
in their pre-game, so he's got a point to prove.
Well, I mean, it's the auto sniper, so is he really proving a point?
I was trying to be kind there, Blair, but yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
A tactical timeout. All right, Banks giving a little bit of a speech. All right, Vince, what's he telling them?
I think at this point he's saying, which of you do I have to throw at your seat so I can get my second major kill? And they're having a discussion, you know? I'm pretty sure he could pick both of them up pretty easily.
Frank is giving a very inspirational speech right now. I do wonder how Spinks feels playing amongst 4 Danes.
That's true. Communication may be an issue, but we do also know that all those Danes speak fluent English.
Honestly, though, looking at the way they're playing, I don't really imagine there's any comms going on right now. All right, Frankie, still all smiles, still even Stevens. Great to see Yabi there. His second show match on the major stage. A little bit of a tilt on the camera, gotta love it.
Also, who came up with Smoke and Flash? Because they're not worth the same amount.
No way.
Smoke is 300. Oh, is this a quad stack?
Oh my word.
He did see him.
Come on, jump again.
Many a time has that train wrecked snipers, but not today. Smoke's now going over. 2 players are there on Flash, however, watching the B monster push. How long do they stay at this point, though, Blair? Because they've completely vacated most of the map. You're already seeing a move in from nikodos and his M4.
Flash are really trying hard. They've gone for the full eco as well, which is interesting. nikodos the only one with a weapon to speak of. Team Smoke taking this real seriously after the timeout.
NaVi will be in first, Molotoving out on the barrels. They're trying to go in for those wall bangs as well, but nothing forthcoming, and now nikodos and his flank have come through for 2. locking this down, but they're losing players on the site. And so the bomb should still be planted down and amongst that smoke, but they're going to go for the rotation up on the A side. Patsy had a chance, but it was just the USP. And now Snappy's going to be laid there and wait with his knife. But Flash are off to rotate through connector.
niko, he might have to get the ace to win this one for his team. He comes charging on up, A1 in hand. But the bomb's been planted, nade getting lobbed in as well. Gonna do quite a bit of damage under Patsy niko. And Patsy still hasn't found a gun to work with. Just a USP as Yabi going for the Zeus.
So we've had one knife kill. Can we get our first Zeus kill, please? No! niko spoils the party. And now Spinks and Snappy should be able to hold on to this site. The timer is already exceptionally low. There's also no kit in either of the CTs. And from above, niko will try and stop them. Patsy will spray, but there's not enough time.
Surely doesn't have enough time. I love that niko being the bait for his team, and Patsy's gonna save the round. Oh, that's rough. Actually, no, he just dies as well. So a bit of a rough game thus far for the CT side.
All smiles, all laughs on both the teams for the time being. Curious at what point, though, if one team starts to edge ahead, does the other start to actually try hard, just for pure pride?
I think they're already trying a bit hard here, right?
We've seen Spinks with the AK a couple times.
Yabi trying to channel this in a JW. He's got the shorty out. The rest of them P90 just running on out. Just one defender. It's going to be a rough day for Yakinda.
Oh, he's getting wrecked from the side as well. Never had a chance. I mean, there's a reason people don't hide on that bin. It is trash. Very susceptible to getting pushed from connector, as he just found firsthand. A-site's completely bereft of any CTs as well. They're all stuck at the back of the site. With mollies and smokes going down, they're going to really struggle here. P90 sprays in, but Refresh will counter straight away with his own. Patsy and Refresh are actually making a go of this one. In amongst the smoke is Spinks, though. Now going to give his position away. Sprayed down additionally, and Yabi is still on the hunt. With the Zeus kill. He'll be getting the shorty instead with that shotgun. But he still goes down, Blah.
Just want to point out, Yakinda's got one kill in the game thus far, and so does James Banks. He's been having a little bit of a quiet day here. Deep in thought. Deep in thought, okay.
That is a rough stat, isn't it? If you finish the game 1-1, it's like you equalized how many kills Banks got.
Yeah, imagine losing to someone like Banks. Like, he's like 45 years of age.
As if we're making fun of boomers, by the way. That's what it's all about, though, the crowd. Full capacity.
Still filling up as well. Right now, the score is still tied. We do actually have a full buy coming out from both the sides. Finally, the forced buy wars have finally been ended, and it looks like it's going to be the classic rush B while the bomb goes A.
All right, Spinks, let's go. We get stuck in the smoke. He knows his player's here. Yabi with the Xantares gets 2. And it'll force the CTs away. niko, though, is going to stand his ground. That may not be the greatest of ideas. He's trying to shoot the gun away. Absolute chaos. In the meanwhile, though, Yakinda's pushed up on long, but considering the B site's already been taken...
Bomb's down, though. I don't even know what's going on anymore, Vince.
He took the silencer off. I did not notice that, so yes, they have to push back to Yakinda. Makes sense now why he's holding that angle. Refresh wants himself some classic M4 A1S action. Back to the Source days. Smokes out. Yakinda's watching for the playground. Here comes the push, though. Can Refresh continue to turn the knife? 2 kills. Yakinda's gone in for 1 as well. They've turned this from a 2-on-4 into a 2-on-1. And Esatag in the middle of nowhere with only a sawn-off shotgun by his side.
35 seconds. He's got to rush in. And I think he's making quite a bit of noise. He could potentially pick up the bomb, but he might not have time to work with.
He has 25 seconds, but he's going to have to get a move on. That smoke on the rock will allow him to close the gap.
Go for it.
Come on, Yakinda, get that knife out. Let's see what you got. Goes in, shanks him. 2 knife kills.
Respect the man.
Beautiful stuff. And of course, that smoke was also thrown from Esatag, who works against him.
Well, here we go. It's still very back and forth, though. We do have Yakinder with a machine gun. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Ooh. And so you could just spray that through the smoke. Indeed, he shall on the monster side. Patsy, in the meanwhile, wallbang, Snappy through the thinnest of margins. And now the push comes in. The SMGs, the shotguns, up close and personal. And suddenly, Team Flash are on the back foot. They're struggling. Flashbang is good. Trying to go in for another knife. Doesn't work out. niko, stop it. He landed a disgusting no-scope, if you remember, on Nuke. Ah! Yes, Yabi! There we go. Okay.
niko is trying to show who's the best operator in the server right now. The 1v2, though, he has no idea who the second player is, and Esatag and Spinks, they're just waiting. Esatag going for the Zeus. Here comes the jump. He's hunting him. Knives out. Come on, niko.
He's slowing him down. Shoots the line. Esatag with the 300 IQ Zeus kill.
Oh.
You've got to respect Yabi as well, by the way. He's tried to Zeus like 4 times and it's not worked out. He's stuck by his guns. He finally gets what he was looking for. 5-5.
Back to the pistols we go for Team Flash. I like that, the team huddle.
Yeah, exactly. Get some morale in before you just get sprayed down. They only have R8s and a 5-7.
We've seen this happen in the past. We saw the R8s go to work as Yakinder getting chipped away. Still gonna stick around.
Mate, Yakinder off that connected. You might have had to switch out for Max again. Instead, he's gone down to the hands of Spinks. He's just no-scoping. He just doesn't care. Has zero respect at all. Yabi down to the R8. Looked like he should have got at least 1 kill from that. Now the P90 at range going to spray down, but another one for on trade.
Tessus, though, he is taking this extremely seriously. The AK-47 comes out. Oh, I like the booze there.
Getting booed for the AK kills.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like, get out the Bisons. Get out the R8s.
I mean, to be fair, he was 1-7 at one stage, so he's probably thinking like, I can't let this one stand. There's the huddle.
I wish more teams did that in a server.
The huddle, but not the round blur. So it feels bad. Tess is back to the R8, much to the love of the crowd. He also has his Zeus, so maybe paying penance for that last round.
I love it. I would love the crowd to boo anytime someone buys an M4.
He's got the AK again.
Oh, why has he done this?
Why is he doing it? Oh, okay. This is a dirty crossfire as well. The Team Flash have got in, but the smoke has already come into pass. niko with the R8 in the meanwhile, puts it through the head of Tessus. And while that smoke is in play, it's going to be difficult for the CTs to pop out of here, but they have flashed in. Here comes the 5-7 straight through the smoke. And Refresh and Regon are just locking this one down before Yabi comes back in. But Yakinder with a no-scope to the head of Yabi.
Snabby. They're hunting him down, Vince. His days are numbered.
Oh, he's a dead man walking. Tag down to 16. They're going to go for the knife. He's going to deny the first player. Second is coming in the meanwhile, he's being flanked from 2 different sides. And he's got them both with the Glock. A 1v4 possibly coming up.
He's calling for the knife. Will Refresh answer?
This would be a perfect BM move. He just shoots him in the head. Crowd getting behind them. The Gladiators take to the middle of the arena. I will say this is heavily in favor of Refresh, as Snappy's on 16 HP.
This is a gentleman's agreement. Refresh, he's got to show himself. He's still hiding.
Refresh, you dirty, dirty man!
Oh!
Why has he had to do him like that? Snappy was on for the 1v4.
Yeah, and he was even knifing the ground. He was calling him out. He was like, come on, let's go, mano a mano. And Refresh is hiding in the corner. Look at this.
Poor Snappy. Hot off the back, of course, of a fantastic placing in the semi-finals. All smiles. I'm hearing Zeus's were already being popped off in the distance. Look at Refresh. 0. Respect for that smoke. And now we're having another LMG on the battlefield. This time it's Snappy.
All right, Refresh just running in from behind. Everyone is swarming the connector positions. Regon, there we go. Shredding Tessus, and they're looking for more.
Come on, get another one. There it is.
Respect. Gotta say, though, Banks seems to have all the FPL stars on his team.
He does. This is like an FPL game if everyone took 10 shots before getting in the server. The buys, the plays, it's all a little bit chaotic. And the score is incredibly close, 7-6. The Team Flash have regained the lead in the meanwhile. A crab walk boost. How far can this boost go?
It's got to be a slow round is all I'm going to say.
Oh, they dropped the ball. Like 20 meters, that's pathetic.
They're trying to recreate NIP's fraud in Inferno once upon a time. You see Kinder looking to shut this one down. He will fall eventually, but that's information gleaned, and Regon looking to pick up the pieces. Ooh!
Come on, Sphinx.
Oh, they're going for it.
Swats away Patsy. There's the nade though, up and over from Refresh.
Straight in the face. Love to see so many nationalities here in the crowd though, from all over the world.
I mean, even in the server, we've got a bunch of diverse nationalities, the black and white, as they drop the boost. And last round, we'll see more LMGs. We have a Nova, a couple of Sawn-offs.
M249 Annan again.
Look how sweaty Team Flash is. They got an open 2 M4s. Well, pardon me, not 2 M4s, 1 M4.
Come on, Refresh, go for it. Go for the wall bang.
That's Monster being put down. In the meanwhile, through the smoke. Nading open the doors allows the flashbang to come behind it. They're going to try and push in with this one as well. There were 2 CTs pushing down in the Nova. I think that's the first Nova kill that we've had in the show match so far. Feels like we've had kills from like 10 different weapons at this stage.
He's planting the ball. All right, Yabby.
Yes. Give me those use kills.
Let's go.
Yes, Sphinx. Yes, Sphinx. Yes, Sphinx! Yes, Yakinda! Ride the lightning. And now Yakinda and Refresh. Last 2 left, but Snappy just holds down the left trigger. And they run into his barrage of bullets. Another? Yes, there is! Zeus kills in 1 round. That's what we're talking about.
That's more like it. That is indeed more like it. Frankie seems to be pretty happy. Would you look at that?
What's so epic as well, by the way, is you can feel the ground shake when the crowd gets really, really into it. Oh no.
Oh no.
Why have you done him dirty like that?
Why?
And the salute as well at the same time.
I love the back-to-back Zeus trades though. Respect right there from Sphinx and Yakinda. But yeah, heading to the second half, 8-7 to score line, as close as it can be.
So let's have a look. How many Julies, if any, do we have? Only 2.
Embarrassing.
I'm surprised. I was expecting almost everyone to have them. And whereas Team Flash on the CT side got found on long, they're just going to push straight to the B side. The bomb's not with them just yet, but it's going through connector. Julie's at range on Patsy, though, removed the head of Snappy. And he's repositioning, so if they drop from heaven, they're going to go ahead and just fall into his arms. Regan, though, at range, will splatter Sphinx. Another good start for Team Flash, and they're getting up close. Oh, there's uses.
He's got to get the knife out. Going for it.
Oh,
it's all about timing.
The timing, so brutal. Now he's taking the suppressor off, but he's going to go down alongside it. And Team Flash take the second pistol.
James Banks must be a happy man right now. His team getting the lead. People did have questions. They're like, this FPL makes Team Flash, you know, not really feeling it. Team Smoke feels more like a real team. You have 4 Danes, there should be more cohesion. They got an IGL as well. And Team Flash are just pugging it out, Vince, and they're coming out on top pretty convincingly.
Another AK, this time niko has picked it up. Spinks is getting down in the connector very quickly with the R8. There's going to be multiple T's pushing his position. patzzy, meanwhile, goes in with the SG. Oh, so nearly had the Zeus kill, but Refresh takes it away with the XM. And in doing so, connector can quickly split into the B side or indeed on the A side. And they're keeping their options open. Team Flash are going for both simultaneously.
Snappy. Does he know? He does! Finds a Kinder, but the bomb site's lost. But the bomb's on B. I don't even know what's going on, Vince.
Oh, go on, Esatag. Oh, he even jumped in. I thought he had it. So close. Snappy, though, on the spray. He's going to go down. Did Regon just wallbang him with the R8 in the head? Filth.
He's so good. He makes the R8 look viable. That beautiful trophy, though. That is what we're going to be playing for later on today.
That's what it's all about, Blair. This is just the appetizer. The main course is later this evening, a best of 3. Who will be crowned the best team in the world? Will it be NaVi, potentially? Is that back to front, or am I tripping? That was back to front.
Okay, I feel very weird after having seen that.
Meanwhile, Spoke coming in with a bunch of Zeuses, 4 of them in total, alongside the LMG. niko with the AK, still using the rifle. Someone take that off him, please. Yabi, though, has got himself another Zeus kill.
Surely doesn't find both of them.
Yakinda still in with a chance, though, with a sawn off. Oh, that's a nice headshot. There's attack. And he landed the dink on Snappy as well. That was about half a meter away from being an insta-kill. He nearly pulled that off.
The aggro sawed-off rifling from Yakinda, almost making it look viable, but considering this is a show match, there are a few tryhards in the server, which is quite surprising.
Well, I mean, a lot of these players are kind of up-and-comers, you know? And maybe that's not a fair statement, because I think they've proven themselves, but they're the kind of younger generation coming through, so maybe with a bit of a point to prove.
Yeah, and you gotta love the guys in the server, right? If you're looking at players like Regon, like Refresh, and... Okay.
Olaf?
Hello?
Is that you?
Fnatic?
Excuse me? Yakinda and Regon don't know what hit him.
They're so dazed and confused right now.
Out for the count. Oh no, that is filthy. Nova in the meanwhile doing a bit of damage at the range, but behind the pillar. patzzy with the P90 is going to come in and spray into this one. niko holding the line, and patzzy with another one. So even though they went for that dirty boost, it doesn't seem like it's going to pay off for them. Or maybe I spoke too soon. Snappy with a double spray down. USP in hand, that's the dink. But Refresh is too good.
That's such an evil Bond villain laugh from Banks.
That is a filthy boost, though.
That is so nasty.
But they still lost. So, it goes to show. You can bring the sweat out, but you actually have to execute off the back of it. Now Team Smoke find themselves 11-8 behind with a couple of weapons in their hands and R8s. They're looking for another boost. This time, it's over on the graffiti. The R8 will finish off Refresh. He's already their chief. Oh. The auto sniper just aiming at the door instantly removes the head. Oh my god, Yabi. Okay, that's disgusting.
And Yakinda, 1v3. He's got a Zeus, he's got the Scout, and he's got the R8. If he can find a kill with each different weapon, he has to be the MVP of the game.
That's true. I wish we had some kind of stat to see like who had the kills with the most weapons. Right, R8 in play. He gets one. Only 4 bullets left in the magazine though. Getting tagged down, Scout now in play. Tries to rip around the corner into the head, but it won't be happening. And that's going to be a successful defuse.
Gotta love you, Kindra.
The future is certainly bright for that young man. Here is another boost in play. Yabi, he actually got 3 kills in this round, I think. This is a second. This is a jump frag. That is filthy. PGL was low, but still a jumping right-click R8 frag. Not something you see every day. They're going for it again.
Here we go.
They may not be afforded the luxury of making this work, though, because it doesn't seem like Flash is sending too many players over there. Meanwhile, it's only one, which has just been ripped away in the hands of Refresh. Zeus kill not forthcoming either. R8 for Spinks, has to try and relocate, bit of damage done. I say a bit, actually. PGL's down to 11 HP, and so far Team Smoke have not lost any players in this round.
The boost working out wonderfully for them. And PGL's days are numbered. Spinks with the scout, and niko's left alone. He's got the bomb, but Vince, the moment he walks out here, he's going to be a dead man.
Nice first kill, and a second.
Okay.
Hold on, and he's been boost killed. Well, that was the secret weapon they had up there.
SSTag is being such a sleaze here. Come on.
You know, maybe I was wrong. Okay, maybe the notebook had boost written on it, and Frankie's that's her go-to strat on the CT side.
We have a packed house today, Vince.
We really do. It's great to see. I think at Grand Finals, I'm hoping it is going to deliver. 2 of the best teams on the planet. The Grand Finals, I think a lot of people wanted to see. And that's only mere moments away. In the meanwhile, though, Texas has put down the frag with the R8. Spinks is going back in, but Yekindar, with the block at range, is going to punish them. Not a clear-cut round at all. Nice effort. Ooh! Get it!
Nice! All right.
I think it's safe to say this is the most R8 kills I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this might hold the record for the most R8 kills in any show match, ever.
Antwerp, are you still with us? Awesome. Because we're going to be jumping into our 23rd round, and it'll see Team Flash with an AK, an AWP, and a couple of R8s as well, Blair. I don't know, it's starting to look a little bit grim, like the tides have gone against the T side here.
All right, niko's has got the AWP. Come on, guys, you can't fail that. They're going to get ruined. Yabi's going to completely ruin them with a Max 7.
Oh, that range, though, lets him down. He's been flashed. He's going to get pushed in as well. Not quite, just yet. He may actually have a chance here, especially as Testis has shown up as well with the SMG. But Yekindar with the AK comes back for 2. And now PGL on 30 HP joined alongside Refresh. The bomb's not dropped for them, flashed through, but it does just as much harm to Spinks. And then he gets knifed.
Oh, the humanity. Here to come pushing out, and Snappy lying in wait. He's been the MVP for his team. He's going to find one, and it's all on PGL in a 1v1 against SSTag.
They were talking about how he's one of the worst teammates with the team flashes and the team damage that he'd done.
Yeah.
I think we've seen a couple of those moments so far, but he can maybe make amends if he clutches this on 30 HP. Molotov down on the short side. Does have the control over the bomb, but no idea as to where SSTag currently sits. A bomb will be getting finalized. And without any nades for SSTag to come around the corner with, this might be a little bit sketchy. PGL's actually just hiding in the smoke with the knife out. SSTag's going to be there to greet him. This is heavily going to favor SSTag, though, if it does come down to the shank battle. But now they're whipping out their weapons. PGL on a lap around the site, keeping his angle secured with the R8 out. Meanwhile, SSTag switching between his Zeus and his knife. Oh! From above! The lightning conductor has struck.
10 on 10 style points for SSTag.
Let it rain?
Yep. It's going to be raining later on. He's going to be in the server. We have FaZe and NaVi, the main course, and I'm ready for that one as well. Right now, the attack time are getting called again. Second for Team Smoke.
You know, you got to figure out where they've been going wrong, I suppose. Dip into that strap book again. Maniac.
Shout out Maniac.
Oh. I feel like we've seen that one before. I was trying to catch a couple of those signs, but it went by so fast I couldn't make them out. In the meanwhile, though, this tactical timeout has came and gone, I believe. Banks trying to rile up the crowd. Let's go. It's great to see so many flags as well in the crowd, man. Like, so much representation.
It's called Global Offensive for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
Here we go. This looks like an actual execute. They're running in hard. They're trying hard here, Vince.
They're going straight in for a good old-fashioned B push, but that's into Snappy, and he has the XM. Flash to his eyes, but actually fights up a little bit of time. He'll go down, but Regon is not long for this world either. He softened up the push. The LMG spraying in the background, the periphery of the site, and Test is getting aggressive, no scoping down with the XM. Yakindar trying his best with the shorty, but he gets used by Yabi. I think it's like Yabi's 4th juice kill, maybe 5th. Now they all run in, they want the knife, and they're gonna get it. It's Yabi, as Juice and a knife kill in the same round.
That full execute just got absolutely destroyed. Frankie looking a little perturbed, a little worried.
You say that actually cracks into a massive smile.
I mean, she is undefeated on LAN.
That's true.
Especially for a show match.
That is true. She does have a stat to maintain. 13-11. What assortment of weaponry do we see this time? There is another Nova in play. Come on, Flash, you got 4 AK-47s? That's not what this is all about. They're tryharding, they don't want to lose this game, and they still lose 2 players.
All right, the AK-47's coming out. Things are getting a little serious right now, and Team Smoke swapping their shotguns for the AK-47 as well. Tessus, though, still wielding the auto sniper, buys lonesome. Bombs heading towards B. As Regon, he's just walking around.
No contingent. The CT's over on the B side, so this is going to be slim pickings on Smoke. They do both have healthy amounts of hit points and a bit of weaponry to use between the two of them, but they're being smoked off as well. Looks like Flash is starting to take this a little bit more seriously, realizing the finish line is only a few rounds away on the side of Smoke. Tessus makes move in, going to be making his presence felt in Monster momentarily, but there is a Zeus up, boosted. Patsy won't be able to use it in time though. Tessus whips around the corner, takes him down, Smoke onto the site, and then Molotov behind it can cordon off some of these areas, try and force the T's into awkward positions to fight in, but Rigon is still alive, still kicking alongside Refresh, and the T's will pick it up.
A jumping headshot kill from the P90, absolutely unreasonable. Team Flash trying to claw this one back, neither of them giving up. Interesting how we start with all the R8s, and now we've seen the AKs come out, the M4s come out, everyone wants to get that win.
This just shows how competitive these guys are. Like, you don't get to this stage without having a hunger and a lust for winning. And even in a show match, you don't want to be bested. You want to still post up some nice moments and have a decent kill-to-death ratio. You know it's going to be in the back of some of these players' minds. KG's in, and Tessus just gets obliterated from Yakindar and Regon.
Yeah, not much you can do when you have a nade just sailing in straight to the dome. It's a bit of a slower take coming in from Flash. They're creeping on up. We have players running up towards the A-bomb site. Regon going to lead the charge, and it's all an Essa tag and Snappy. They're on top of each other, Vince.
Some really strange CS Caterpillar. Tag still puts him down, and there are multiple CTs here to try and fend off the Ts. Nikodos puts him this auto sniper. He's now peering on the truck side. 2 players there, one of which is Yabi with a P90, who's also being tagged and killed through the smoke. Tag with a filthy frag. Forces Flash back again. The bomb is transitioning up on the long side. I think they're still going to go for this. And Patsy with the taps on the SG. If he peeks around the corner, could have more. Spray from Tag does damage, but doesn't yield the outright frag, and that leaves Yabi in such an awkward position on his lowly SMG.
Can Yakindar get the knife? He's coming in from behind. Surely he sees him. Oh, he's been spotted.
He has. but they'll keep him busy, and the other team's going to start to tighten the noose. NaVi's still spraying, still has bullets left in the magazine, but PGL removes him. We are all even again. It's 13-13.
All the rounds, Vince.
All the R8s, all the rounds, all the Zeuses.
All the auto snipers. Everyone's having fun though, and that's the bottom line.
Did I just hear a Smooya chant in the crowd?
He might not be here, but he's here in spirit. Shout out to Smooya.
4 players pushing out through on the CT side. This leaves just Snappy alone in Meemaw though, but the connector control is forthcoming, and Refresh has been tacked down so low and finished off by Tessis. Yekindar is there though to stop them pushing out the connector. As he shows firsthand with that sawn off. Ooh, okay. Now nikodos has already landed one of the most filthy no-scopes. He could be going in for more and does connect again. Snappy in the meanwhile is being forced off the site. nikodos with 2 no-scopes in the same round. Meanwhile, xantares puts down the pain, but nikodos is not long for this world as he gets shot again. xantares jumping around the corner, buries the blade in his side.
xantares 1, nikodos 0. All right, battle of the Oppas in the server.
Softened him up with the XM and then jumped around the corner and seals the deal. 14-13 will be the CTs in Team Smoke, leading for the most part. Flash coming straight back in. Regon this time has the up.
4 shotguns. We haven't seen this one yet.
Oh, but those 4 shotguns will rip and tear anyone that gets close. Bit of damage inflicted to Regon, but Patsy's going to stand his ground. Again, Smoke concede the first player. That's not far off, you know. Those bullets are going to be whizzing past Tess's head. Nova does connect, but it's not enough damage.
Team Flash, they should be getting around 14 here. They're getting very aggressive though.
Oh, he's so unlucky. He landed the shot, but it was a leg shot as opposed to the outright frag, and now Snappy goes in for 2. Spinks, that's a bad smoke. Well, actually, it was thrown from the CT, so maybe by design, so they can peek in with the R8. But meanwhile, Flash decides, screw this, we're just going to head to the B side. Should be clear. They know both players are over on A.
Yabi hasn't spotted the players cross on over, but from above, he could be a problem. Now he knows where they are, finds Patsy, the 2v2.
Now it's time for Yabi to know where he is. Mate, as if you try and jumping R8 kills again. He's trying to line them up. He knows they want the knife. So he whips out the LMG. He's not going to let them have it. Spray down on 1 for Yekindar with the AK. He does at least make sure and deny the knife kill.
They don't respect that. They don't. The crowd does not respect the fact that he didn't take out the knife. And I have to agree with the crowd. That's a gentleman's thing.
It was Snappy and, was it Refresh, earlier on that agreed to have that knife duel. No second time coming, though.
Round number 29, okay. All right. Who do you have taking this, Vince?
Probably Flash. I think they're a little bit sweatier. Snappy in the meanwhile, though, of course, as I say that, he just puts a pellet right to the brain of Patsy. And xantares trying to spray through the smoke has done so much damage, but nikodos finishes Tessis off through the wall. Teams have a player advantage, but now 2. That's right, Antwerp, he's using the AK. This is not okay. It's not okay.
I know. Listen, if you see anyone using the AK or the M4, just move them.
Oh! I love the idea.
Respect you.
Didn't quite work out, but the style points are there regardless. And now the T's in a 3-on-2 have a weakened xantares and a UMP wielding Yabi to go up against the UMP spray. Is a little bit awry, but finally does connect the headshot. And our Refresh is keeping the dream alive. nikodos, nice tap. It is with the AK.
The crowd does not love that. They do not enjoy that, Vince.
That's right, Antwerp.
Let him know, Antwerp.
Banks doesn't care. Smiles on his
all
face.
he cares about is winning.
It's a far cry from the Zeuses. It's a far cry from all of the meme weaponry we had earlier on, isn't it? When it comes down to it and the finish line is ahead of them, suddenly it's AK, suddenly it's AWPs.
If you do go to overtime, I do believe it's going to be sudden death. First team to win one round gets the win. So,
and that's sudden death between Frankie and Banks in a boxing match.
I would pay a lot of money to see that.
Yep. I think Banks might have the height advantage, but
Frankie's pretty strong.
Yeah, she is. Trying to rile up the crowd again. They need your energy, Antwerp. One more round, and they'll seal the show match. Do they have what it takes, though, Blair?
Well, we're about to find out here. It's been all fun and games, but heading down into round number 30. It is going to be Team Flash with the 1-round lead. Smoke looking to get to OT, where it's going to be sudden death, and it's going to be a battle at mid. 5v5, it's going to be knives out.
No, it's not! The ultimate betrayal! Team Flash!
Oh my word, they have, that is so unreasonable.
The red wedding of Counter-Strike. The betrayal. Outrageous behavior.
Outrageous scenes here. We are witnessing in Antwerp. The disrespect to take out the AK. Oh my word. They've won the game, but they've lost everything, Vince.
They've won the game, but they lost the crowd. Unbelievable. Banks, the snake.
Banks, the snake. I am appalled. I am so disappointed in the way they won that game. Against the spirit of Counter-Strike.
Is there going to be some fist bumps? Is there going to be handshakes after that? Debauchery.
Oh, look at Banks. My word.
Let them know what you think, Antwerp. Are you happy with this outcome?
Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
It's not what we stand for, Blair. I'm deeply appalled.
Well, Banks will still get the win, but he has indeed lost, well, I don't know, everything else, at least in my eyes. But still, at the end of the day, that's going to be it from us here on the show match. I had fun. It was still some good memes, some good kills and whatnot.
Yeah, thank you so much, Antwerp, for the support. Obviously, the grand finals is just around the corner, and we know that's what you're really here for. This was the appetizer. That's the main course. We're back to you, Freya.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. A stellar job, as always. So many groundbreaking strategies, gentlemen, to be breaking down. So much depth, so much width to this show match. I'm questioning legitimacy, though. Even though Team Smoke did lose, that boost. I don't know where that leaves us, Devil.
Wait a minute. Why is Fnatic's manager calling me?
Look at that.
What was your question?
Moving on from that, perhaps. Banks did win. Not in my heart, though. Not in any of our hearts. I don't know what that strategy was at the end.
He won, but at a cost of his integrity, his honor, and everything that I think we all stand for up here on this desk. But this is the boost that I think...
This is genius. This is why we call it S-Attack Pass.
Yes, exactly. S-Attack Pass, S-A-Boost. This is why he is the premier sniper on Overpass.
This is why you were pitting him coming into the Legend stage now. I remember you saying
yes,
best AWPer on Overpass.
The best Overpass AWPer out there right now. And the thing is, he gets it done with the auto sniper this time, does it with a little bit of flair. But at the same time, I think we had a great show match here, thanks to some excellent theory crafting, some out-of-the-box tactics, and stuff that I think Devilwalk and the rest of the guys at 2014 Fnatic would be incredibly proud of.
Very proud. They technically follow the rules because the sign says don't peek over the fence, and that was the...
That's the hedge.
Yes. Two totally different things. You know what? That's a win for Frankie's team, really, in my book. It's a win also because they were the only team to pull out the P90s.
Yes, we need that. I mean, we even saw Spinks. It looked like he was try-harding in the beginning. He was defaulting, actually getting into water slyly, and then he starts pulling out the P90, and that's what we want to see. We just want to see them have fun.
Yeah, a lot of Zeus kills, run boosts. That's beautiful Counter-Strike.
Yeah, beautiful Counter-Strike. I mean, I think that the thing is that this was high-level goofballing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. And that's what we want before the grand final. Well, I think we are going to get some words from maybe not the crowd favourites right now down there on the stage.
Yeah, we're not quite the crowd favourites. But you know what? Crowd, you turned against us before the game was even over, so we had to play some tricks on these guys and make sure we just put an end to it, you know? Refresh said himself, he's used to be booed all the time.
a few words from Mr. Banks here, haven't you?
I mean, I don't know what he's calling, but like they're definitely playing way too try hard with those AKs. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like, let's have some fucking fun before the final, boys.
Exactly. I have to confess, we had all the good strats in the server, didn't we?
Yeah, we did for sure.
And I think that Sphinx actually is the next big in-game leader in this game.
I don't know. I have no idea what you said.
I said I think the Sphinx made a pretty good in-game leader.
Oh, for sure. Like, he was doing all the calls. Definitely an up-and-coming talent right there.
How are you going to celebrate this victory, James, seeing as you turn the match sour in the end?
You know what? Just savor the moment, enjoy all of it. Yakinda, you got any plans?
Yeah, I mean, losers complain always, so nothing to say, man. And I didn't want to go overtime because, like, there's grand final that you're going to watch, so let's go for NaVi FaZe and not the show match, man.
There you go. Focus on the finals. We did you all a favor. You can't just keep booing it away, you know.
Banks and Yakinda. What a sad little life. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much,
Little life. Yes, okay, I'm very small, it's fine. Congratulations. We'll see you in the bar, I can imagine, later on, if I don't blank you. Etitag, thank you very much for being a fabulous captain. You played a fair game, my man, and it lost you the show match.
That's why you don't play fair. You always play dirty.
Oh, might take that advice later on. Thank you very much, James Banks. Congratulations on the victory. Should we get this grand final underway?
Yeah, we should. Have we got some FaZe fans in the house?
And what about NaVi?
Ooh, that is very even. One more time. FaZe!
NaVi! Definitely 50-50, Mr. James Banks. Do you want to do the honours?
It is time for us to enjoy all of this moment. Guys, one last time, before we get to the grand final, everyone, as loud as you can, Antwerp, make some noise!
Come back to the desk.
Thank you very much, guys. Huge showings in that show match at Man. The crowd are absolutely fired up. I'm so excited to be delving into this grand final, considering, you know, how fired up the crowd were for that show match as well.
I can't believe the reactions for the show match were that enthusiastic.
It's incredible, yeah.
That has to be one of the best reactions and best crowds, period, for a show match, period, in CSGO.
Yeah. No, incredible, incredible. But we've seen it throughout the event. They've always come in. Doesn't matter if their team are here or not. They're cheering for Counter-Strike, and that's beautiful to see.
And we've had some incredible Counter-Strike going down. It wouldn't be an analyst desk without breaking down some of the action we just saw. Devilwalk, you brought up round number 9. What strategy are we seeing here? What impressed you about this?
So we talked with Maui, of course, about checking demos before. And I think here is a practical moment here to educational. They've really counter-stratted Team Flash here with that monster push. Jabby was ready for it with that auto shotgun, and they really just pushed them down and punished the aggression here. But they actually got wrecked after, but
the contingency,
they did study it.
The contingency plan in that round from Team Flash was incredible, I have to say. Having a second idea after the first one doesn't go their way, wow, brilliant thinking right there on display. Can't understand what's going through their minds, but it's genius, Freya.
But Maui, you did bring up some mistakes, you know, and that's crucial to, unfortunately, one of the sides losing out in this game in just a subsequent round. What went wrong?
Some sloppy CS in a show match? Are you kidding me? Let's get into this round, man. This one's crazy. I can't begin to watch. This is gonna hurt. Let's see it though. I mean, this one, there's just too many little mistakes, and that's what goes wrong in show matches. They lose their focus, and if we can pull it up, we'll see just how much it hurts. And there's an auto sniper kill right there. 5v4 situation. You're getting into the bomb site, but look at this. 4-on-2, and how do Team Flash try to get back in this one? They use a nade, but oh no. Regon goes before his teammates there. What's going on? There's a no-scope? Oh man, I don't even think we saw all the kills. But either way, that was a lot of mistakes, and there's just not the best trading. I thought there was more to that round, actually. That kind of, I don't know where that
I thought Yabi did a great job anti-stratting with that suit positioning there.
Yeah, right. That's it.
That was the point. That was the point.
That's
all in the macros, Maui, right?
It's all in the macro. It's all in the micro. It's all about the paradigm shifts that are at hand and just letting that rock roll down the hill.
We normally crown a man of the match, our MVP. Who's your MVP after this one, Devil?
Well, Essetag Pass is the name of the map, so I have to go for him.
Yes, it has to be Essetag. That guy was brilliant in that boost position.
He just keeps proving you wrong, Maui.
Over and over again. The guy is fantastic. And I like his hair a lot, too.
Yeah.
And he gives great interviews.
He does give great interviews. He does give great
when he can hear the interviewer.
Grand finals coming up, gentlemen. I know you're going to be on the desk for this one, Maui. Devil, who are you thinking is going to be taking this out of now?
I think NaVi is going to take it. That's clear as day to me.
Wow.
Any reason why? Why is it clear as day?
They're the better team, I think.
Yeah?
I think
Why?
they play better Counter-Strike. They have better individuals. I think across the board, I think Blade does a great job with NaVi as a team in general, and I have a huge respect for what he brings, and he always seems super focused, he pauses at the right moments, so I think he brings a lot more than he's credited for.
One question I have for you, Devil Walk, before you depart, is that, what do you think the difference is going to be, though, without having a coach in FaZe's side to call things during the game versus Blade being right there?
I think it's a huge difference because I think it's really hard to discuss a general shift of play style in a game if you don't have a coach that prepare it and can give instructions to each individual. You know, they do have someone behind them, but he's not an experienced, well-versed coach as I understand it. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, joining myself up here and everybody joining us at home for that incredible show match. It's been an absolute blast to be involved in, but we are going to be delving into the grand finals very, very shortly to see if NaVi are going to take their 2-time major championship or if FaZe can clinch their first major trophy. But first, before that, I hear we have James Bardolph with a few words for you aspiring pros.
Attention fans, this is a special message from Gucci in association with Face It. This is not a major, this is FPL.
And that brings me to the end of the tour. Fundamentally, as a bellhop, you make things happen before the guests even know they need it. And that leaves us here with Mr. Bardolph. I believe you've met him before.
Mr. Bardolph, it's a pleasure to be a part of your team.
I recall an interview. Regardless, your probation period begins now. Time to work.
Yes, sir.
Where is your notepad? You should be writing this down. The FPL is like a ship. The expectation is you pull your weight and do everything in your power to keep the vessel tip-top as any other crew member would do. Communication is paramount. A great communicator listens and puts people at ease. A bellhop always remembers what people hate. People hate early flights.
Mr. Olafmeister? You're gonna miss your 9 AM.
You will be discreet to a fault and always act with integrity. We are on this voyage together and building chemistry is vital to being successful. You must be meticulous in everything you set out to achieve. Courage, passion and confidence will only get you so far. Most importantly, have humility.
And 2 eggs over apartments! 8 bucks, let's go, go, go! Yes, yes!
You want to be a familiar and friendly face. Good evening, Mr. Apex. Ah, Mr. Bellhop. Follow these instructions, remain focused, and you'll be on top of everything FPL in no time.
Welcome everybody to the Gucci Gaming Academy launch event. Gucci and FaZe are joining forces to launch a brand new program designed to empower upcoming esports talents alongside creating a healthier ecosystem for players to compete and develop in.
The Academy provides players with individual in-game training with dedicated professional coaches, mental health support through specialised psychologists from Mindwork, top-of-the-line hardware, financial support, education resources, all sessions on dedicated topics, support on volunteering experiences, and last but not least, access to the vast Gucci and FaZe esports networks. All this is aimed at preparing them to be well-rounded players and individuals, thus giving them the tools to secure a contract with a top esports organisation and ultimately to have a successful career.
Beginning with CSGO, we've already handpicked talent coming from the FaZe Pro League. Alongside this, there's also going to be additional content, including the upcoming Frames documentary series and a brand new series designed to elevate players from all levels. Today, we're going to be primarily focusing on the Gucci Gaming Academy project, alongside help from our ambassadors and our European coach. So James, can you tell us a bit more about what your role as an ambassador involves?
Mentorship and guidance. I think if you look at how the average player is on the road constantly, they don't really have a normal opportunity to stop and learn lessons and mature. So we're trying to fill those gaps. I bring 12 years of experience in esports, and I think that can really help somebody, be self-aware and understand what their profile is, how they are perceived by their audience, and how they can set themselves up for long-term success. We see some players who haven't had that guidance trying to scramble last minute to try and make a profile for themselves when their careers come towards an end. There's so much more that you can do throughout your career in that respect. So that's part of what we're going to be doing here at the Gucci Gaming Academy.
So Christopher, for you as a player renowned within the space, what is so exciting for you about the GG Academy and what's being built here?
What is amazing about this whole project is just the people around who wants to build the next step for the next stars that's coming up to the scene. And this is something that I didn't have the chance to do when I was a kid. I had to do everything from the scratch. And my knowledge about the game itself, outside of the game, etc., it could be useful, and I think I can help people just taking the next step. If you look on teams and players that's been playing FPL before, Bad News Eagles has just been playing on the major, they shocked the world, and 6 months ago they were playing online cafes and it's trying to become something, and now they're sitting on the big stage and actually show off a case of themselves.
So with your experience as a player, how do you think that's going to assist some of the players in the GG Academy?
I have a gold mine that no one has really touched on before, and my thoughts and what I think about the game itself and what I can do to become like a better human being, basically. There's 5 individuals that are going to be playing in a team later on, and there's a lot of different culture and different mindset how you're going to behave like a human being and also as a player. I had a long, huge history. I played with different people from different countries as well, but also being a long-standing member of the team NIP. And I've been through different lineups there and there, and I think that's something cool, and that's something I can provide with my knowledge about it.
And Steph, for you, what is so important about being an ambassador for the GG Academy?
Yeah, for me, there's 2 big things. Really, the first one is obviously, Christopher mentioned it. As a former pro, you go through your career with any support until you get to the pro level. So being able to just have something when you're in the mature scene or just right before, like semi-pro, is so huge. We're so far behind compared to sports. So initiatives like this can really make a difference. I've been an activist. I want to push for women in the space, but not just women. Inclusivity, diversity. I think it's super important to be part of this project.
Yeah, it's an incredibly exciting aspect about it as well. Anything else particularly exciting that stands out to you about the GG Academy?
For me, it's really how life-changing this can be for the players, right? Sometimes you get to pro and then you're not equipped and you need the gears to reach your peaks, and scouting talents. Something that pro teams, it's not always that easy to find new talents. So we're going to help them a little bit.
So let's learn a little bit more about the Gucci Gaming Academy. To do so is our European coach, Neil M. So can you give me a brief summary of the team and the players you picked up and why you kind of hand-selected them?
Yeah, so we have Milky, who's a young 18-year-old Polish player. He was playing in the last ESL Pro League, and he was highly impressive. I really liked him, so I reached out to him to have a chat with him to see what his goals were, and I think he really has the work ethic and the mechanical skills to be picked up as soon as possible by a top team.
That's really excellent to hear. So who is the second player that will be joining him?
Yeah, we have Esperanto, who is literally one of the best players in the world in 2018. He went from nothing to the top of the scene. He was playing FPL Challenger, qualified into FPL, bang, got straight away picked up by like the FPL team, I would say, which was Imperial back then. Went to the major, actually played against Christopher in one of the games. SP dropped like 35 kills. Everyone was like, this guy is insane. And then the pandemic hit. His mental health really took a toll on him, unfortunately. And he went from being like a really good player to nothing. He had no mental health support. He was just playing the game. He didn't know how to be a complete package.
Yeah, I think any long-time CS fan will be really excited to see what Esperanto is bringing to the Gucci Gaming Academy. Who's the third player that's going to be joining?
Yeah, we have Deagle, who's actually the biggest grinder on FPL circuit. He played nearly 5,000 games. Really, really good human being, and it understands the work ethic and what he needs to do. When he's playing in FPL now, he recently qualified last month. He's now playing against the pro players, and he's learning. He was like, oh, I'm so nervous. I don't even want to talk to them in case they hate me. I was like, no, be who you are when you talk to me. Like, be confident in yourself, because if you want to be a top player, you have to be confident in yourself.
I love that that support is already being given to the Gucci Academy players. Who is the fourth player that's going to be rounding off the EU squad?
Yeah, so we have this unknown player. He's like the diamond in the rough for me, personally. He's Shady from Latvia. I noticed him from matchmaking, from the solo queue, that he had really highly impressive stats. So I reached out to him to have a chat with him. I was like, who is this guy? Like, nobody knows who he is, you know? So I really liked his approach when he spoke to me. He was like, yeah, I just want to be the next Yukinder and Brokey. I feel in myself that I can be that player. So noticing when he was speaking like that, I was like, you've got confidence in yourself. That's really good to have at such a young age, at 19. He's never been on a salary. He's never played in the team. So he actually qualified into FPLC. So now I'm trying to help him become a complete anchor player as fast as possible and as soon as possible to be noticed by these guys, because everybody's looking for the next Zywoo, the next Simple. He's out there, you know, and that's why I have these four players.
So you've already mentioned about some of the peripherals and hardware that are going to be provided to the Gucci Gaming Academy players. What other resources are you going to be using to help them elevate their game?
Yeah, we're helping with player performance in game. We're helping with mental health coaching and also brand awareness. So with mental health coaching, we have Mindworks, who are helping us out with the players. So they're going to be doing group sessions with the four guys to understand what they think inside and outside the server. We're doing one-to-one sessions to help with players to help get a good performance in themselves. It's extremely important, mental health.
So alongside Mindworks, which is of course tailored to the Gucci Gaming Academy players, we also have a new series that's accessible to everybody called Tips and Tricks. This will focus on elevating your game through a focus on mind, body and spirit, and will feature our ambassadors, experts from the field, and Get Right. Can you tell me a little bit more about what Tips and Tricks will involve and how it will elevate the gamers in the Gucci Gaming Academy?
See it like this. You're sitting on a stage. It's 10,000 people sitting in the audience cheering. But they're not cheering for you. They're cheering actually for the opponent team. And then you're sitting there, you're still here, you hear the roll, you hear everything, you're shaking a little bit, and you're sitting on the stage, and you notice everyone is basically against you. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're doing mistakes, you're starting to think about it more and more. Not every time when you're sitting on a big stage, you're going to have fans actually cheering for you. You're going to have most of the time actually fans actually cheering for the opponent team. So that's something that you need to really work on early stage, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's incredibly important to have that kind of support network going forward in any walk of life as well. And additionally to that, the WHO will also be providing support to Gucci and FaZe alike to help support physical and mental health whilst gaming online. That's it for us. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. You can look out on our socials to keep an eye out for the first upcoming episode of the Gucci Frame series later this summer. And make sure you follow the socials for more updates. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Esports is what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality. where a group of letters can mean everything. Where a mirage is a place for bombs, battles, and glory, not an illusion. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG Bet. This is real.
The wait is finally over. Time for you to grab your tickets and watch greatness unfold at the PGL Arlington Major.
It's Mr. Banks here at the PGL Major Antwerp, and I'm sat in this lovely Secret Labs chair. Because what I'm going to do is talk to some of the fans here at the Major and see which teams they're supporting, let them say a message to them, and see what they can do to cheer their team on for victory.
NaVi, save my pick'ems. I've only got one more team left in this, so you got it. Let's go.
This is a message to FaZe Clan. You got this.
Carrigan, my friend, you are the best. Go get it. Kom så Carrigan, din kusemagnet. Du kan det her. Fød mine børn.
Hey Simple, we need more knife kills in the major. Let's go, NaVi!
FaZe, I know we got you. Boston Major 2018. But I want to see you take Antwerp 2022. Let's go, FaZe! Come on!
Hey Simple, snipe them all. NaVi #1, let's go!
Daddy Rain, I want you to take this major in Antwerp. Go get it.
Come on, NaVi. Brazil, it's with you guys. We got turned away a little bit before, but come on, bring us joy. Brazil is NaVi right now.
All right, g'day lads. It's Alistair. I've come all the way from Australia, and you know what? I think you're going to take it home. Carrigan, Rops, Twists, all you boys, you're gonna do it. You're gonna bring it home, and I know that you will. I've got you in my pick'ems, and you're gonna bring it home. You're gonna bring it home for the boys back in Australia. Renegades couldn't make it, but you know what? You're the next best option, so let's get it.
Let's go, NaVi! Simple the GOAT!
Hello. It's gonna be easy no scopes for Brokey. No problems.
Today, the stage is ours. Today, the stage is for NaVi. We won the Eurovision, and we will win this as well.
Go FaZe! I hope you guys win the major!
NaVi, guys, from all of the fans, thank you from bottom of our hearts for making this dream come true. We need this era. We need Simple winning 3 majors. Good luck, and let's go with NaVi!
So the final I would like to see is NaVi and FaZe, and with my in-game name being so close to Rops, I have to go for FaZe. FaZe up.
Even Vitality is eliminated. We are here to support all the team and to put the Vitality at the top of the world. So let's go Vitality, and let's go Major, let's go CSGO. Thank you all of us to be here and to do some crazy event like that. Thank you.
We are here, Golden Hornet, to put the fire on stage, and we are here to support Natus Vincere. That's gonna be insane. Oh, NaVi, let's go! Let's go, 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 NaVi, let's go! Sarah Sanch, will you marry me?
And that is all of our messages for the amazing teams here. The support from the CSGO community is phenomenal. This crowd is insane. Antwerp, you've done well for a CSGO major.
History only has a place for the ones who earned their stripes in battle. NaVi made it through even though their road was paved with some of the fiercest opponents, Heroic and Ence.
First found, lot more progressing.
Refresh! That is disgusting! 4 members of NaVi collapse and Refresh stands up!
But the harder the opponent, the sweeter the victory.
The Undertaker on the other side of this door to put the cherry on top.
Light 'em up, Molotov music, let's all lose it. Burn 'em up, set a fire to it for my amusement.
FaZe managed to take down NIP and Team Spirit in 2 nerve-wracking games.
He gets back, it's a fake!
Oh! Clutch the twist!
Gross! 1v1, and it's all on this defused.
Nails it! FaZe! It's so close! And they just got it!
Kerrigan proving his mettle once more. These are the final 2. The best of the best. Who will come on top? Who will lift the trophy? Who will earn their place in history at the Antwerp 22 PGL Major?
Welcome everyone to the moment we have all been waiting for here in Antwerp at the PGL Major. Will it be FaZe with their first, or will it be NaVi again with the Major Championship after winning in Stockholm? We will find out today. My name is Shox and I'm joined by an amazing panel today. I have Maniac, I have Pimp, I have Maui Snake in what should be one of the most historic days and the historic matches that we have ever seen for CSGO.
Very rarely do we get the grand final that everyone was hoping to get at the beginning of an event. There's always someone spoiling the fun, spoiling the party, fancying his win the grand final. Not this time around. It's NaVi, it's FaZe, the teams we wanted.
Feels like we've been waiting for this, right? It's been waiting 2 weeks now. We came into the tournament, as you said, hoping that there would be a chance for this grand final, and we finally got it. And I think we also have the 2 best playing teams in the tournament. Sometimes you may get into a conversation, were they really the better team? Did they get lucky along the way? Nah, the 2 best teams are in the final.
FaZe and NaVi are clearly a tier above everybody else that played at this tournament, and that's why this game is so exciting. It feels like it's a date with destiny for both of these rosters right here, and one of them will have to go home empty-handed.
Absolutely, date with destiny. I love the way you put that. We are going to have 45 minutes to talk about everything you need to know about these teams. But first, let's get warmed up on stage with Banks.
Oh yes, we are about to get warmed up out here. Antwerp, one thing you've done over these last few days is impressed me as a crowd. You've been some of the most hyped from start to finish. So can you make some noise for me? Okay, I did just say that you're one of the best crowds. I said, can you make some noise for me? All right, that's good, that's good. Now, I've got White on the left-hand side of me here. He's representing FaZe Clan in this one. And Vorian here, he's representing my boys in NaVi. Either way, like the desk was saying, this is the final we wanted. But White, why are you supporting FaZe Clan?
Well, they're the first international team, you know, all those years ago with Michael Lillis, Scream, Fox, all the guys, they've been trying to get this international title. And it's time for a new era. It's time for the FaZe era. Time for the first international lineup to win a major.
And they're very close to it as well. Now, a lot of people were criticizing Rain. They were being so horrible about him. This tournament, he's played amazing. What do you think of him?
Sorry?
What do you think of Rain?
He's amazing. He's the most consistent player ever. Like, he's been on FaZe for so many years. Every roster change, he's been here.
Antwerp, we agree with that. Make some noise for Rain. Now, Vorian, NaVi already has one major under their belt. They fell down from being the best team in the world, but they're looking damn good here. What do you love about NaVi?
I mean, all the personalities in the team are so great, like Simple, Electronic, and Beat. When they're performing, it can be the best team in the world. And just because of my nationality, I also like the team. So that's all the reasons behind my decision.
And in terms of this event, right, Simple yesterday, he hadn't been playing so well up until that point, then he brought his A game. You think he's going to do it again against FaZe?
Yeah, of course. He is all showing up in the best like finals or semi-finals, so I'm expecting him to perform.
And what do you think it's going to be? 2-1 for NaVi? 2-0? What do you reckon?
Oh, I think it's going to be a very close game, probably 2-1, but I hope it's going to be 2-0.
Spoken like a true NaVi fan, but what about you, White? Where are you expecting this to go? How do you think it's going to go down?
Well, I've seen the odds on this match, and I don't think it's going to be an easy one. It's going to be a hard-fought battle, 2-1, overtime last map.
That's what we want. That would be one hype grand final for a major. Now, I need you both to help me a little bit. I want to understand how this crowd is split. So, White, we're going to hype up the FaZe side of things, all right? So if you're a FaZe fan, make some noise! All right. Alborium, let's bring on the NaVi Nation. If you're cheering for NaVi, let's go! Ooh. This could be one of the most split crowds we have. Let's do it again. FaZe! NaVi! Ooh. Okay, this is looking good. Either way, we're in for an amazing grand final. Antwerp, you love Counter-Strike, I love Counter-Strike. One last time, let's make some noise! Shox, let's get this started.
Thank you so much, Banks. You've been doing an incredible job hyping up the crowd there, even though I don't actually think they need that much help. By the way, shout out to everyone in the arena. It's been amazing. And Pimp, you are listening, and it seems pretty incredible, but we seem to have a split fan base in terms of in the arena.
Yeah, we have a split game, we have a split fan base. You know, two teams who have a lot of history within Counter-Strike, right? So they have a lot of overseas fans as well. We're coming into this arena, and everyone seems to love Counter-Strike, but as you said, right, it's hard to tell which one of the teams are actually the favorite in the game and which one of the teams are the favorite in the crowd.
I think people identify with both paths, and this is why we have favorites for NaVi and for FaZe. If you're a FaZe fan, of course you identify with Kerrigan and Rain. You know, they were that close to lifting that trophy once in Boston, not a stage chance. And if you're NaVi, you know how great it is what they're about to accomplish, what great it is for Simple to lift the trophy twice, back to back. There is a story to follow everywhere.
There's so many players for people to identify with on top of that. You got the quiet guy in Brokey, you have another one on NaVi and Perfecto, the quiet brooding genius, and then you have Boomich, this kind of goofball that exemplifies everything he is out of the server, in the server.
Yeah, let me ask you, Maui, we've been talking so much about how this was an open major. We've been talking a lot also about the fact that the level of competitive Counter-Strike has been going up and up and up. Why is it then that we still have these two teams, NaVi and FaZe, that are in the final?
Well, it felt like there were a few rocky road bumps for both of these rosters coming into this major. Some of them losing maps. I mean, NaVi with this roster didn't even lose a map at the last major. This time around, they have. It's a changing of the guard, perhaps. Perhaps we are seeing a NaVi that's weakening, but I think that everybody has strengthened up. Every team around them, a lot of these quarterfinal teams especially, did very well in their own right to deserve a place in these playoffs. playoffs. So it's not that necessarily it's not NaVi's or FaZe's for the taking. It's just that everybody else has been doing incredible.
I feel like we circle back to experience.
Sure.
I think that's why we're here, right? Because just as much as we hype these new players for the likes of Spinks, for example, obviously going to be a name for the months to come in Counter-Strike, but somehow we end up talking about Rain. We end up talking about Carrigan, about Simple, about these people that have been on the stage on multiple occasions, and that's why we know they'll deliver the best Counter-Strike on the stage.
Experience is one thing, but we also are still in an era where talent gets you very far in Counter-Strike. We have been in an era before where I felt team play would win you a lot of games. Team play would be, of the essence of many teams. But you look at the rosters and you look at the teams who made it far here, those were also the teams with the best talent, I would say, on this server. You have so many skilled individuals, so of course it's meant to be for FaZe and NaVi to be in the final.
When it's about talent, it's also about leadership and how can they push that talent to their ceiling, let's say. And that brings us to Carrigan. I think we're going to be talking about him a lot, right, in terms of the journey this man has had. And he's had a pretty hard time when it comes to the public opinion, even when he has been playing well. Who is Carrigan and where would it put him as an IGL if he were able to win the major here today?
Listen, he's already one of the best in-game leaders of all time in Counter-Strike, but he obviously lacks that one title, which is the major, right? That's the one that he let slip in the Boston major. And I don't think we should talk too much about it because PTSD for a lot of people out there. But for Carrigan, it's a player who's been around for a long, long time. He's always been the underdog as well. I think I can count on one hand how many teams he's been kicked from. Top teams. He was in Astralis, he got kicked. He was in FaZe, he got kicked. He was in one of my teams, and I had the pleasure of kicking him. And God, I shouldn't have done that. And he's always fought back. He is the guy who would never give up. Now he's 32 years of age, and he's again one series away from winning that major that would cement him as one of the biggest in-game leaders and biggest stars of this game ever.
The sad story is that he's never lifting the trophy. That's why he was removed when he was in all these crazy rosters. You talk about the FaZe first iteration, then with Astralis as well. It was great. They were high up in the rankings, but suddenly when you had to win that one series that would put you on top of the world, you would falter, and then slowly but surely the team would lose confidence in him. That's not what's happening in FaZe. I feel like he is surrounded by players who trust in his ability.
I mean, Pimp, you didn't want to bring up the E-League Boston finals, but I think we have to a little bit there. The 15-11 up, the fact that they choked 4 potential match points in that one to send themselves to the promised land, that's where people hold things against Carrigan. That's where there are the doubters and the haters that say he's a choke artist, that he doesn't do it in the biggest of big moments. But the thing is, his trophy cabinet, it's looking pretty good as it is. He's won plenty of events. Katowice recently, Pro League on top of that. They're coming into this one with momentum.
And we talk about choke, and I truly feel like Carrigan here with this roster has players who step up in key moments. Think about that game against the Spirit. Think about how many times it could have gone wrong. When you have Twist stepping up, Robs in the clutch, Rain playing that, suddenly you have all the assets to not let it slip.
Yeah, and I'd like to turn this into a bit of a positive, because when we look at that Boston lineup, right, you have Olaf, Guardian, niko, Rain, and Carrigan. It says enough that it is Rain and Carrigan that are here in this final in 2022. And Rain has been someone that has been under a lot of scrutiny, and Maui for a competitor, also the fact that your team goes on to win the trophy in Katowice, right, in that manner, and you feel like you haven't helped that much. How do you feel he's been performing despite all that?
This major has been phenomenal for Rain. He's ramped up into the form that really got him onto this FaZe roster when it first formed. I mean, he's been here for 6 years at this point, and the fact of the matter is, I don't know if I've seen Rain in such good form for 4 years. 2018, maybe even all the way back to 2017 was the last time we saw Rain look this good in the server.
He's always been an unsung hero for pretty much all the teams he's been part of, right? He's been in FaZe for a very, very long time, but every single iteration of FaZe has always been around, the players, the star players in Twist coming in as well. And Rain has always been the selfless guy who would always, give up positions and make sure everyone around him felt comfortable without necessarily feeling too comfortable himself. Yet he's still one of the few players who consistently have been able to live up to a very high level. What we're seeing at this major, though, is the next level, right? That's a team right now, that's a player right now who's elevating his team, and we haven't seen that Rain for a long, long time.
He's redefining dialogue, right? When we thought of him as a supportive element, someone that would just be selfless and be consistent, suddenly he's actually the MVP. He's a star. He's in the running for an MVP. Now you talk about his performance in the past few years. This is his best major by the rating. We have it right here. It was obviously in Atlanta with 115, but 1.19 is the number he's having right now. So he's completely redefining his position in the roster.
It's crazy. And Mathieu, something that makes a champion is someone who can adjust to the circumstances that they are given, right? He finds himself with some new younger players that are flanking him, and he is using that to elevate his own level.
There's a such thing as positive competition. If you're Rain and if you see these younglings coming into your roster, you have your Robs, the Twist, they're the people that we're going to talk about tomorrow. You either go back in your shell, you stop playing, and you wait for the train to live without you, or you take it by the horn and you actually use that motivation to catch up with them, to play as much as they do, to learn from them. We always talk about how experienced players will teach new players. But what about the other way around? What about new players thinking of new ways of thinking of Counter-Strike, looking at Counter-Strike, Robs with his freaking mathematical equations to have a smoke? They can help you see Counter-Strike in a new way if you're willing to go on that train.
I think that's why we have to bring up Robs now. The fact is that he's the guy that pushes Kerrigan. Kerrigan has said himself that when they were playing together on Mouse, they were testing each other to see who could bring more to the table for practice. I mean, that kind of motivation coming from a youngster like that, it creates a fire that burns beneath all of the players for FaZe at this point.
And I think that goes into the whole conversation when you look at this FaZe roster, right? It's such a well-rounded roster. They work in synergy, they work in tandem, and then playing some solid Counter-Strike. There's a reason why FaZe right now are the best team in the world. There's a reason why they won a couple of tournaments already. Bringing in Robs was very well and could have been the final piece for Kerrigan. That's always been part of his story as well. He's had some talented rosters, but don't forget, he was in Mouse as well. You look at that roster, and he took them from being a top 10 team to be the best team in the world just for a couple of months. That ability Kerrigan has, and right now, there's no excuse, there's no nothing. He has all the pieces he needs in order to win a match.
Absolutely, and we live in a world of super teams right now, right? And those are just not all here because only 2 teams can stand in the final, and I think that is to the credit of Kerrigan, to the support staff, and through the players that are on this roster right now. We are going to continue talking about FaZe, I am sure, as we should, but let's also get that introduction to NaVi and to the players we are looking at. It's kind of a game of when are they going to mention Simple? Well, let's do it now. Maybe guys, a slow start in these playoffs, but he has arrived.
I mean, I love the fact that we introduced him as a slow start when you look at the semifinal he's had. I think he just took a minute to take a deep breath, to let Big go on his MVP race. He just gave him a head start and he said, listen, boy, I'm about to catch up on you. I hope you're ready. Because that semifinal was pure Simple-esque.
Listen, there's a world where NaVi wouldn't be in the final if it wasn't for Bit, if it wasn't for Electronic in particular. That heroic game right there. Simple didn't have a good one. Simple didn't perform up to the level that you normally see him play at. And let's not forget, they lost the first map and they were down on Ancient. They were very, very close to being eliminated in the quarterfinal by Heroic. And I think Simple, he looked yesterday and said, okay, you owe me one, right? Or I owed you one. And then he showed up yesterday in the semifinal and he played the Counter-Strike that we all want to see. When he's having one of those games, I don't think there's any player in the world who can stop him.
There isn't.
There isn't. Even in history, you look back at some of the players, and I know that there's a lot of old school fans that are probably watching right now, but Simple is the combination of all the best parts of the oppers of past. 2015 Guardians consistency, the flicks of 2014 Kenny S, and the creativity of 2013 JW. It's all in one package right now, but he's a better rifler than all of them on top of that.
Oh my god, if that wasn't a great introduction to Simple for the people who may not know it.
Absolutely. I mean, the journey of Simple right now.
Are
If
you
you don't know
living under a
Simple,
rock?
you probably just installed Counter-Strike yesterday. It's all right. You get introduced today. Look, his journey, I think his goal is to set new records. That's what this man is about. It's not about catching up. It's not about being as good as. It's about being the only one. It's about putting that conversation to bed. The greatest of all time. He wins here. That's a second major. He gets an MVP. That's the 20th MVP. No one has ever done it. He ends up this year first player. He's the first player ever to make it 3 times in a row. He is about defining records.
There's absolutely no discussion that the guy you're looking at right now is the best player in the world and the best player to ever touch Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But I want to give him some praise for the personnel, I guess, improvements he's made over the years. He had a bit of a reputation for being a bad teammate. We saw him in Team Liquid struggling a lot with his behavior, etc., etc. Over the last couple of years, not only is he beasting it out on the server, not only is he about to set records, as you so rightfully mentioned right here, but he's also a role model for everyone who plays Counter-Strike. A guy you can look up to and a guy you achieve to be like. Simple right now is some of the best, that has ever happened to this game, and I think we should give him credit for that as well.
He's a billboard for the competitive spirit that is Counter-Strike, and I think that also brings us to something we just have to talk about in relation to NaVi, and that is the fact that they had trouble practicing a lot because they had trouble being influenced by the situation that was happening around them, that they had no control over, and that pushed their emotions as well. And the fact that they were able to work through that, Maui, and now arrive here again as a finalist that people fear, that is something to commend.
What happened with the global conflict is something that I don't think any of us can even attest to. But the thing is that NaVi are giving us and showing us the signs of people that have seen NaVi before. We've seen this rhythm, this pattern where they get into form. And this is it. This is the ramp up that we need to see in order to believe that this team is once again a world contender and a championship beater.
I don't think it's possible for us to give them the credits they are due to put up that kind of performance in the context that we know which is right now. NaVi coming in, of course, bleeding a little bit in 2022, having losses here and there. Some people were ready to put them outside of the playoffs. Absolutely not. They showed the quality they have, the nerves, the resilience they have together as a unit, bound for the time of a tournament. it's nothing but great.
And I think that's a point we have to bring forward. If what we've seen is the worst of NaVi, that is absolutely incredible. If that was the lowest of low they could hit, absolutely incredible. There's no doubt that NaVi still have the capabilities to be the best team in the world. And I think the NaVi we've seen in the quarterfinal and the NaVi we saw yesterday in the semifinal, that is somewhat the NaVi we saw in Stockholm as well. Somewhat the NaVi that seemed unbeatable. And the question is, do FaZe have enough in order to, I guess, remove that repetition?
Do they? And for the both of them, we saw them really arriving when it came to the playoffs, because these are LAN teams. The players that play on the server today are the ones that grasp all that energy from the crowd, who play with it, and it hopefully elevates their play on the server. And I would like to look through that lens to look at a couple of players in particular. Let's talk about Electronic, about the fact that he sometimes is quiet, but that's okay because he's such a playoff beast.
He is. I mean, he's a big game player. That's the simple way to put it. The way that he just penetrates through defenses, the way he's able to always lock down his side of the map, he's stone cold. There's nothing that it feels like this guy can't do when the spotlight's on him. That's when he performs his absolute best. He doesn't get excited for an online match anymore. This guy doesn't even care when he's in a studio. He needs the roar of the crowd in order to even feel a pulse.
It's the consistency at the highest level that shocks me when it comes to Electronic. It simply shocks me. And even though I'm aware of it, I can see it coming, I can feel it coming, I am always bewildered. The fact that you're Boomich, you're looking towards Electronic during a playoff game and you see in his eyes, he's here to play, he's ready, he's gonna deliver.
And he's such a key ingredient for NaVi as well. Without Electronic, NaVi can be weak at times, you know, in terms of opening up the games and finding the opening duels. Of course, you have players like Bit who can do it. Of course, you have a guy like Simple who also can show up. You see his rating right here compared to the group stage in the playoff. We talk about a big game player. I also want to point it out, right? He had a bad group stage, to be completely honest. Against NIP in the last game in the group stage, he wasn't playing well, but on the third deciding map, he stepped up, put over 1.30 rating, and that was the first sign of life we saw from Electronic. He carried that momentum into the quarterfinal, in the semifinal. Yesterday as well, he was playing well, and as said, without this guy playing well, NaVi is not as strong as they could be.
We have a server full of big game players, maybe a little controversial one, but is there someone you think cannot step up to the plate, or you really need to step up to the plate today in order to help their team?
Can I pick on both teams?
Of course.
Can I go over? All right, I'll put Brokey under the microscope for a second. I think he's a player that we have to discuss because I think what he showed in Katowice was what a lot of people thought he would not be able to. He shocked everybody. He grabbed his first MVP. He had that kind of new dimension.
Sure.
Can we believe he will bring it to the final of a major? Because what I have seen from Brokey so far is not anywhere near what we have seen in Katowice.
I agree to a certain extent, but I think you're a little bit spoiled in the sense that what we saw with Brokey at Katowice was absolutely outstanding. That was a player who really took it to the next level. And I think a lot of us, including you as well, Maui, question, is that the Brokey we're going to see for the remainder of the time? Is that his new level? I think we saw Brokey playing the best Counter-Strike he's ever played. I personally didn't expect him to be as good as Katowice, but I buy into your argument that at this tournament so far, we need to see just a little bit more from Brokey in order to really believe that he is an established star player.
Yes, establishing himself is so tough when you're on a team of stars like FaZe Clan, but the thing is that he is a homegrown FaZe talent. This was his big break into Tier 1 Counter-Strike on this roster, and I think he's beginning to fit the mold just a bit. He's starting to understand what it takes in the big moments to actually get it, and I think the thing is with Brokey, despite the fact that he plays such a defensive style, he is a machine gun opper. This dude can fire off bullet after bullet, lock and load that chamber every single time humanly possible, and he's going to nail more shots than NaVi are going to be ready for.
And you talk about his role, and this is a prism through which we can look at him. He's not a player involved in early duels. He's a closer. He's a clutcher. But that's the role that needs the strongest nerves. That's why I'm worried about him. When it goes to the 2 versus 2, the 3 versus 3, which we know are going to define this game, can he step up?
Well, he's a unique player in the sense that you're right. He's not a guy who's involved early on in the aggression, but he has this explosive element to him. We saw a great example of that in the quarterfinal on Inferno against NIP, right? Just comes into mind. That is Brokey. When he's pressured the most, that's almost when he's at his best, right? I remember him, and I kind of want to compare him a little bit to Fallen, you know, in those close range situations where Fallen have the element 5 years ago, remotely, you know, when he could just explode on the server. Brokey is the same. He's not an aggressive AWP player, but people kind of mistake him in a sense, you know, thinking that, okay, if you're not aggressive, you can't be explosive. That is not the truth with Brokey.
When it comes to clutches, which are, of course, of paramount importance when you get into a final, Pimp, I know you always look at kind of the ability of teams to turn around 4v5s or the way they can perform in those. What do we got with FaZe versus NaVi?
Well, the problem is we got two teams who are equally good at that craft, right? And that's the point I want to bring forward right here with this statistic as well. We talked about NaVi being one of the best teams in the world playing 4v5s. Well, FaZe are as well. We talk about NaVi being one of the best teams in the world at playing 5v5. force? Well, FaZe is as well. In this tournament, you look at all these different categories of statistics, you see it right here, they're almost equally good in every single sense of the game. There's a reason why all of us here on the desk, I hope, agree that this is a 50-50 game.
Look, the problem-solving abilities of both these squads are through the roof. Quite simple as it is. Whether it be Karrigan or Boomich or Blade right behind, how they can find solutions is crazy. And if they don't, they have individuals to blame them out of round, to bail them out of round. And that is what a great team need. Plans, but also individuals to just blow the roof up.
Comprehensively speaking, these are easily the best two teams left and in the world, for a matter of fact. I mean, the thing is with FaZe, they're always going to be having trust in whatever plan it is that Karrigan concocts in his lab, along with Rops. The fact that they're finding the nerdiest smokes possible. You gotta aim at that one pixel out of spawn, boom, Rops is ready to do it. They got a new timing, they just unlocked the new part of the map. The thing is, NaVi, they have some of the best prep out there. Blade, Boomich coming together, forming plans. They are so good at anti-stratting.
Let's break that out a little bit, Pimp. I know this is something that you love to talk about in terms of Karrigan as an in-game leader and the support he has, and then Boomich and the way NaVi like to approach the strategic aspect of the game.
Listen, take nothing away from Boomich. I think he's done a tremendous job coming into NaVi a couple of years ago and really establishing himself as a key part of this lineup, but he do have the support of Blade, and I think Blade is a very integral part in this NaVi project. Without Blade, I don't think NaVi would have been the best team in the world, to be absolutely honest with you. Whereas for Karrigan, he likes to take control, you know, over the entire team, over the preparation, over everything by himself. When you look at Karrigan and who he's had as a coach throughout his career, he's always picking someone who's beneath him in a sense, you know, helping out with the mental part of the game, helping out with hyping up the players, helping out with being the father of the team. But when it comes to the strategies, when it comes to building a team, when it comes to putting together all these players, it's all about Karrigan, right? He doesn't want too much help from his coach. Whereas for Boomich, I think without Blade, it wouldn't have been the Cinderella story NaVi have been.
It's about the pressure that the IGLs have on their shoulders, right? And I think this is where we have to hit that point. If you Boomich, if the game is slowly going away from you, you can take that break and somehow you can put your brain on freeze mode for 30 seconds, hoping that Blade is going to come in and give you a way back in. He's got that bird's eye view. If you're a Karrigan, I don't exactly think that you have that safety net. You have, at all points, to be aware of what's going on in the game.
Yeah, the thing is with NaVi, the way I would best describe it is that it's just a perpetual motion machine of 5 wolves that every time they find themselves together, they just bring out the best in each other. It's so much going on in some of these rounds. NaVi play what looks to be some of the most chaotic CS of any top-tier team, but when you actually break down some of the details, it all makes sense in the greater picture.
And I'm glad that we're mentioning Boomich, because I think he might be one of the most undervalued IGLs we have out there. When was last time one of us talked about how Boomich is a great IGL?
Well, yesterday actually he caught some smack on the desk and then he
never really go there, right? That's the thing. Because you have Simple with you, because you have Electronic, because you have Blade behind, we all find reasons why he's not that great. But we have to admit, we have to acknowledge how better Counter-Strike they play. There used to be a time where we had the memes of NaVi finishing with 5 seconds, not planting the bomb. Sure. NaVi looking like it's only simple fragging. I think those days are over. NaVi play comprehensive Counter-Strike. They have ways back into the server. Let's give Boomich the flowers he deserves as well.
Yeah, I love it. Anyone to add something to that?
Fight me.
I mean, yes, I do want to fight you a little bit. As said, I don't want to take anything away from Boomich, but I think when you're surrounded by Blade, when you're surrounded by Simple, and we've seen many times also, if you read the body language in the timeouts, Simple is talking an awful lot, right? And of course, he's a guy that always comes in as the second in-game leader. Even back in the time where we were allowed to listen into the team comps as well, you could also listen in that I would almost say was a 50-50 split between Simple and Boomich. Now, I don't want to take anything away because I agree he should get a lot of praise, you know, and I don't want to fight you on this one. But when you look at Karrigan, he's just a different leader, and he's leading by example, I almost want to say, right? He's been around for a long time, whereas Boomich, he's still relatively green on the big stage as well. 2 years got taken away from him during COVID, right, where he couldn't be on the big stage. So in terms of raw experience and in terms of keeping your nerve together as an in-game leader, I would pick Karrigan 9 out of 10 times.
I got to side with Karrigan as well in this one. I think that's the easiest.
No, this is not a fight. We're not doing a fight right here.
It's a fight.
The one indictment I have against Boomich is that's not him passing out those packets of paper that have every strat on them. That's Blade. Blade's the one typing those up. He's the one putting together these game plans. And Blade's even talked about the fact that he's actually set rounds in place before the game even starts. He knows the structure and flow of the game. And when you're scripting games like that, I mean, what does your IGL even have to do? So Karrigan easily wins this one.
Okay, maybe we get a word from Boomich at one point in time, and maybe he just wins the major, and then that's that, right? We'll see indeed. Let's break it down as we get closer to the introduction of the teams on stage. In terms of the fact that we are on LAN, the fact that these two teams are the best in the world, and they will step up to give us the best Counter-Strike because they are playing each other, I feel like. Who right now, stepping onto the stage, is the team that is best equipped, that is the most complete, stepping onto the server today, Maui?
I think that it's easy to see that FaZe is actually playing some very well-oiled Team CS. The flash assist stat is probably the one big differential here, where FaZe is one of the best in the tournament. NaVi are kind of in the middle of the pack there. And the thing is that really, I think when you use utility to get as much space as FaZe, they have more reasons that they should find that space cleanly. The thing is with NaVi, they rely on the individuals a little bit more to find that. The thing is, obviously, they have individuals that are always going to pop off. And if I had to weigh the two, I think the Team CS right now is better played by FaZe.
The one problem for me is that I don't think we've seen the best from FaZe yet in this tournament. We'll talk about Brokey having I wouldn't call it a slow tournament, but he could be better. We see Twist as well, a player that really can't step up to the occasion, especially on the stage. Haven't really had the best tournament yet. I see FaZe as a team who's played at 70, 80%, still relatively comfortable in the final, so there's still potential for more, whereas we saw with NaVi yesterday in the semifinal, we saw with NaVi in the quarterfinal as well, that they're getting to their peak right now. So I actually do think that NaVi right now is going into the final feeling slightly more convincing or comfortable, let's put it that way, than FaZe.
Yeah, I have been more convinced by NaVi as well. I also think that the triumvirate of electronic, bit, and simple is such a safe value when we go to a big game. That's insane. I don't know if I could say the same about FaZe, but I will give it for them that they resisted in that Spirit game. I think any team with a lesser mental fortitude would have given up. The 1v4 from Magix, it would break most of us out there. So FaZe have shown us that they have so many players that can step up that will dig them out of bad situations.
Yeah, and what do you have to say to the people that say, well, maybe FaZe had a different playing field to play than NaVi did? I think bringing up Spirit is a great example, because you cannot hide anymore that Spirit is a fantastic team after what they have shown this major, and they made it difficult as well. Besides that NIP series as well. So Pimp, what do you want to say to those people who say they had an easier road?
Easy road, I wouldn't say so.
Hell no.
Hell no. You're in a major final. There's no easy road to a major final. I think both have had an equally easy road to the final, so I think you should just pack that. Yeah, they both deserve it, and there's no doubt about it.
They absolutely both deserve it. Time to meet our players for our grand final with Frankie on stage.
Now is the time.
Never die, they are just green. He's got it! He's got it!
To get your hands on the trophy.
Oh my god, what was that? Harry tail run and speed man. Unreal devastation. Yo, headshot on! The flick the Hades head! Screw the haters, they've done it! Unbelievable!
History will remember.
He wasn't a classic, nerdy computer kid in school. And what he really wants is to win a major. His name is Carrigan. And his unstoppable force of a team is FaZe! They are your reigning major champions, with multiple titles to their name, and in simple, the greatest player to ever touch this game. If they can do the double today, they will prove that we are truly in their era. It's NaVi! if you'd like to join me in front of the trophy. One of you guys is going to be lifting this in a few short hours. You'd like to stand in front of the trophy so this crowd can see you. Simple. What would it mean to do the double in the sports palace today?
Excuse me?
This crowd love you so much, it's so hard to hear, but what would it mean to win your second major title today?
It would mean a lot for us. That means that we did something great to achieve this. So we just need to make one more step.
And Carrigan, I imagine you've thought about this moment for years. Now you're finally here. How do you feel?
It's amazing to be in the major final, playing the greatest player of all time, playing this arena. I'm just looking forward to have fun, enjoy the moment.
Well, I hope you both enjoy this moment. Please shake hands one final time and get into that server. Sports Palace. I don't know if you remember this, but on Thursday I said that this is the greatest show on earth. And my word, you're about to see it right now! Back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Frankie. Amazing job all week here. And thank you to the crowd once again for the energy you are giving us, and more importantly, the energy that you are giving the players on stage. And what I love about this is that we've been talking about this for 40 minutes now, right? And about the stress and how big it would be. And both of them, they're just full of swagger on that stage. They are playing with the camera. They are feeling the moment. Maniac, true competitors.
Yeah, I think it's